Welcome to GRE Mnemonics video number 67. A quick recap of video number 66. A man wearing a skirt was unwise. He pointed out Junior's mistake in front of everybody. This gentleman was poor. He wore torn jeans as a result of his poverty. He went to the court to charge the poverty when it rained in the court. The court was beside CERN, where everybody was trying to understand the things that are not seen easily. Let us learn and understand today's set of GRE words. Artisan. Very deep bored well, water rises due to underground pressure. Clue. An art depicted a well in a French village. Visualize an art depicted a well in a French village. An artisan well doesn't require a pump. Use the adjective artisan to describe water that flows naturally from underground to the surface. When underground water is tapped by boring a well at a certain angle, it creates an artisan well or artisan aquifer. The word artisan comes from the French phrase which means wells of Artois, the province in France where artisan wells were originally drilled in the 18th century. Indispensable. Essential, requisite, impossible to be omitted or remitted. Clue. A dispenser was always needed to draw out water as the levels receded. Visualize. A dispenser was always needed to draw out water as the levels receded. For complex commercial systems to function, some kind of money is indispensable. Indispensable is a strong adjective for something that you couldn't do without, like salt, or for some people, coffee. Chocolate is indispensable for chocolate chip cookies. Innocuous, having no adverse effect. Harmless. Clue, folks waiting in the queue sought feedback from other folks on the quality of the dispenser. Visualize, folks waiting in the queue sought feedback from other folks on the quality of the dispenser. Public figures like mayors and governors have to expect they will get critical or even hurtful emails and phone calls, as well as more innocuous feedback. Something that's innocuous isn't harmful or likely to cause injury. The adjective innocuous is useful when you are talking about something that doesn't offend or injure anyone. Innocuous remarks or comments are meant kindly, and innocuous germs won't make you sick. An innocuous question is innocently curious rather than aimed to hurt someone's feelings. The word comes from the Latin roots in as in not and nocere as in to injure or harm. Avocation, activity taken up in addition to one's regular work or profession, usually for enjoyment. Clue, some got bored of standing in the queue and went after picking the avocados. Visualize, some got bored in standing in the queue and went after picking the avocados. An avocation is an activity that you pursue when you're not at work, a hobby. Pretty much anything can be an avocation. Tennis, Sudoku, writing, poetry. An avocation is a work you do because you have to. A vocation is a work you do because you have to. And an avocation is what you do for pleasure, not pay. The ancient Latin root is a vocare, a calling away from one's work or a distraction. Today, we use the word more to refer to a serious hobby. If you like knitting beautiful sweaters, then you, my friend, have an avocation, as long as you're not making your living from it. Innuendo. Hint, indirect implication, usually malicious. Clue, some went to math classes. The dividend always lied to the componendo after giving a hint. Visualize, some went to the math class and the dividend always lied to the componendo after giving a hint. When you refer to something indirectly, you point at it without mentioning it. Making an innuendo. Speaking in innuendo is when you say something indirectly, often of a hurtful or sexual nature. Innuendo in Latin means to point to or not to. When you refer to something indirectly, you point at it without mentioning it, making an innuendo. If your friend who recently stopped speaking to you glares at you across a room and she says to someone else, "I would never lie to someone I called a friend," she's making an innuendo without accusing you directly. She's saying she thinks you lied. Let's summarize using this short story. An art depicted a well in a French village. A dispenser was always needed to draw out water as the levels receded. Folks waiting in the queue sought feedback from the other folks on the quality of the dispenser. Some got bored of standing in the queue and went after picking the avocados. Some went to math classes and the dividend always lied to the componendo after giving a hint. Time for a quiz. Do you remember the word which means essential, requisite, impossible to be omitted or remitted? Do you remember the meaning of the word innuendo? Do you remember the word as well as the meaning associated with this mnemonic? We hope you got all three of them right. In case you haven't, feel free to watch the video again. Let us know about your experience here till we meet next with the next set of GRE words. Thank you.